Hi, this is Josh from Breezy Bellows. Welcome to episode number 4 of Mistakes That Self-Taught Accordion Players Make. You can find links to the other episodes on the description below. In this episode, we are going to be talking about hand position, and this has got to do mainly with the right hand position. And you can notice that I have my accordion like perfectly aligned under my chin, which is something that I never do when I play my videos, but I will look like a hypocrite if I had my accordion positioned all wrong and I give out advice for everybody that they gotta do it differently. So for this video, I tried so hard to get the keyboard aligned directly under my chin, but usually when I play, it just moves around and goes somewhere like this. It's still not too bad, but it's not perfect. It's a work in progress. I'm trying to fix that, but I'll talk about the reasons that is happening and the reason why I'm not completely fixing it yet, because I'm finding like some other trade-offs and I haven't really figured out the perfect solution yet. But the accordion is supposed to be placed like this, where you have your keyboard right under your chin, and the reason for that is because of this vertical keyboard layout and the way that you have to position your right hand so that there's no stress on your wrist. So if you look at somebody playing the piano, they sit in front of the piano and they place their wrists on top of the piano, and you should see that the wrist is never bent in any way. It should be a relaxed wrist position, and we have to achieve the same with the accordion as well, which is a vertical keyboard. So in order to do that, step number 1 is to actually adjust the straps right and get the keyboard straight under your chin. And so it shouldn't be like this. So if it is like this, it's so hard to get that relaxed wrist position. So you have to like kind of go like this. To get a relaxed wrist position, you are putting a lot of stress on your shoulders. So that shouldn't happen. So the right position is this. So in order to do that, you have to keep your right strap much looser and in a longer sitting than your left strap. So your left strap should be snug, and you rest your accordion on your left leg and make sure that it's kind of balanced when you do that. So it shouldn't be falling on one side or the other, but it's kind of balanced on your left leg, and then you support the other corner of the keyboard with your right leg, and that's what you do, and you get the keyboard right under your chin. The next step, which is also super important, is to see how your elbows stick out. So if you're not aware of keeping your wrists straight and relaxed, you are very, very likely to drop your elbows like this. And this is what my teacher calls chicken wings. So when you do that, watch my wrist. My wrist is actually bent like this, and it puts a lot of stress on both ends of the wrist. And this is definitely not healthy, and you will develop injuries if you play like that. And I do have this problem on and off, but whenever I notice it, I try to fix it. And this becomes especially more serious when you are playing the lower notes of the keyboard that are closer to your chin, where if you drop your elbow, the angle is going to be so extreme. So you have to do this. So you don't have to like stick it up like this, but make sure that your wrist is relaxed and straight like that. And number 3 is how you position the fingers themselves. So if you're already familiar with other keyboard instruments, and if you were trained, you should know that you have to play the keys with the tip of your fingers, like pretty close to like where the nails end, like this. And it's always best to like keep kind of a curvature like this and not flat fingers like this. You're not supposed to play like this. Play flat fingers, not like that, but you have to play it like this. And in order to enforce this, you can like curve your fingers and like form a hook in a more exaggerated way, and even like try to play on like the outside of your nails to reinforce this habit. And that is a suggestion that was given to me by one of my accordion friends from Europe, Eugene, and he actually had a 1 hour lesson with me to just fix this technique. And that definitely helps when you speed up. And make sure that you don't play with flat fingers, and it's especially bad if your fingers collapse like this. So this joint in your fingers should be like this and should never bend backwards like this. So you just make sure that you do that, and also make sure that you don't really go up like this, because it's harder to press the keys here. You have to like stay pretty much close to the edge of the keys, the bottom edge of the keys. And don't go like closer to the line where the sharp keys start. And sometimes you won't be able to avoid it when you're actually playing something like this. Over here, this finger, it's so hard for me to like put it down here, because all the other fingers are actually playing the black keys up here. But in this case, it's super important to actually keep your fingers still curved and not make the fingers flatten out and go like here. That's when like your finger starts collapsing again. So make it curved like this. And just like I mentioned in the previous video about pulsing, your fingers are not supposed to like hammer the keys, but they are supposed to just press them down and keep the motion minimal. Don't do any exaggerated motions where you're like lifting the finger all the way up and banging into the keys, because they don't contribute anything positive to your performance, and they'll only hinder you because you're making all these unnecessary motions and wasting time in trying to get your finger to the right spot. And they can also mess with your articulation. So this is a problem that I have, and if you are a trained pianist, this is a problem that you will most likely have, because you've already developed the muscle memory to like bang into the keys and control dynamics that way. But when you play the accordion, you just have to like, let me demonstrate that. So you might play something like this. So I don't have to have all that exaggerated motion. I could still get the same volume by just squeezing my bellows the same way I did, and then keep a very minimalistic motion. All we have to do is like gently push down these keys, and these keys are not as deep as the piano, and they are not weighted hammer action keyboard, so it's just a valve that we are trying to open. So you could play it like this. This will also enable you to play faster. So we discussed a lot of topics with respect to like hand position, so I'd like to reiterate. So first things first, get your right strap all the way loose, and then left strap snug so that the keyboard is under your chin. And if the right strap is too tight, your keyboard is gonna be over here beyond your shoulders, and then it's harder to get a relaxed wrist position without hurting your shoulders. And number two is that you are always gonna play with your fingers curved, and make it like a claw, and then play with the tip of your fingers and not on the flat side of your fingers, and never let your finger joints collapse backward. It's always like this and never like this. And number 3 is that always try to play closer to the edge of the keys, irrespective of whether they are the white keys or the black keys, or if you have a different colored keyboard, whatever color it is. Don't push your fingers all the way up here. It's just gonna make you develop bad technique. And that's all for this episode. And I hope you found this video useful. Definitely check out the other videos from this series where we talk about a lot of the overlooked technical issues that self-taught accordion players might develop. And if you like more accordion related content where I review accordions or have technique drills, tutorials, or performances of songs that I like, or if you just like to watch my progress with the accordion, definitely subscribe to my channel and leave comments below regarding any questions that you might have, or if you have any different opinions regarding the suggestions that I make, you're welcome to have a discussion below in the comment box. And until the next video, have a great time.